Hello and welcome to another quick GALA update. Just want to make you aware, so we are obviously coming down at the moment, here at 4.4 cents now, after the price did rally all the way up to 5 cents. So it did not substantially, it did not break and sustain above this important level that I did highlight in the previous video, which is this 4.8, 4.9 cent level. Because with GALA, I primarily still expect, at the moment at least, that we will still make another low. That is unchanged. However, we have to admit we have quite a strong rally in this current run. Yeah. So of course, I just have to say it again and again. These altcoins, and I've been saying that for weeks and weeks and weeks, months actually, that any low can now be the last one, because since from the moment we dropped sort of into the region around the 88.7% FIB level, and that is here for GALA, the 10 cent level, ideally at that point, those coins are turning around. Now, many coins drop below that level, which is a sign of a strong bear market, but it just means that in this correction, the market has done what it needs to do. It doesn't need to drop any lower, but obviously, as long as we don't have a signal, the daily trend is still down, we don't have a trend change. So of course, you have to expect trend continuation. If this is going to become here something more meaningful, then we can of course change our view that on the daily as well the trend has shifted. But at the moment, other than a potential impulse, which is not finished yet, however, we don't have a sign that the bear market has finished. So at the moment, the view is still that we have a good chance to drop lower. But it's one of those significant rallies that we had a few times here before, which makes people doubt, of course. Yeah, but we had several rallies in this whole downtrend. This, however, being a very noteworthy one, absolutely. And we are tracking here potential impulse that is emerging. And of course, these can be traded as soon as those structures break. At the moment, I think we are now in this fourth wave. So the idea in the previous video that I made this morning is that this move is not yet finished. I think where were we? I think we were here this morning, yeah. And I mentioned to you that it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we should get another fifth wave. Now that was a very strong fifth wave. Yeah, GALA is showing a lot of strength at the moment. I mentioned that after this fifth wave, we should finish this higher degree wave 3. Then there should be a wave 4, and that is what might be happening at the moment. Wave 4 and then a wave 5 up, and that is pretty much in line with the Ethereum count at the moment. So it's pretty much it's pretty much in line, which is actually quite good because it gives some confidence. Here, first of all, you can draw a trend line. Now this is quite a steep trend line. Wouldn't be surprised to break this, but it's certainly a first indication that maybe even the entire uptrend is over. But because it's such a steep uptrend, such a steep trend line, I'm not sure how useful that trend line will be. But you certainly have, we only have 2 touch points anyway. No, 2 or 3, you could say. So it's okay. I guess it's a valid trend line, but it would be a first warning if we break below that level. Because let's take a look at how far down we could now come. So if this wave count is correct, it would be quite a strong retracement that we could possibly expect now. Yeah. So if we are looking at this whole structure, we would be looking at the low of the wave 2 all the way up to the high of the wave 3. And the minimum expectation for such a wave 4 would be the 4.3 cent level. That's the 23.6% retracement. Now that is the very first level that you would expect it to go to, and I think we've pretty much reached it already at 4.3 cents. Yeah, I think we came down to 4.33. Yeah. If we bounce off the 23.6 retracement, it would be fairly bullish. But in not many cases, the 23.6 retracement actually gets triggered and we bounce from there. In most cases, the price goes down to the 38.2 retracement, which would be the 38.2% retracement at 3.82 cents. Now, as you might know, a wave 4 is typically an ABC structure. So it would be here an A wave possibly. We could then get a B wave bounce at some point and would come down in a C wave. That would be the ideal structure how this would form. Would be quite a strong retracement as it seems, but given the strength of the move, it's actually not that strong. So that's why we use those Fibonacci levels, because they can guide us quite well. And the maximum the wave 4 should do is the 50% retracement. That would be quite a strong move down though. And that is at 3.4 cents. Any drop below that level, would make would make a further continuation to the upside rather unlikely. Okay, it could still happen in a different structure, but as you can see, we only have 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3. Could very easily be just an ABC structure, which would basically be in line with my overall expectation at the moment that we're still gonna make another low. But of course we can go with this short-term trend as long as it is active and valid, and this trend will be valid. And the idea that we can still get a 5th wave will be valid as long as we're holding and sustain above the 3.42 cent level. A break below that, yeah, it could indicate that, oops, so let me just adjust that. It could indicate that what we've got here is maybe another 1-2 setup, so that we have here a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, but that would be really, really unlikely and unrealistic, because it is unlikely. You just normally don't have more than 2 1-2s, and if you do, in most cases it doesn't really work out. Yeah, so 3 is sort of the absolute maximum. If you get 4, then it's a warning sign, because if you only get 1-2s, 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 most likely you have a corrective wave structure with all these overlaps, right? So yeah, and this is sort of what we now need to watch out for. So just a confirmation that I still don't think we've ended this bear market. This is a nice rally, absolutely, and it shows that GALA is still alive. I'm open to the idea that the low could be in, but GALA just needs to prove it now. Yeah, the chart needs to prove it, because for months and months and months we only had corrective price action. And but yeah, you know, if the bear market low is in, I think we've got some nice months ahead of us across the crypto market, but I just don't see it yet. And if it is, then it is, but then I need to see proof in the chart, which I don't see now. I can tell you that these rallies happen time and time again, and it is just time to be careful. Yeah, certainly a good sign will be the first major retracement. So if we come down, if we get those 5 waves up, that would be a first signal that, yeah, something more substantial is going on. But then it is the so if you get sort of these 5 waves up, right? But then it is and this would be a wave 1 possibly. It could also be an A wave in a larger correction, but let's say it's a wave 1. Then the wave 2 would be the proof. If we then come down in a 3-wave move, we hold a higher low, ideally above the 78.6 retracement. That would be the next juicy entry point. And it's the best mix out of confirmation that a low was in already and the best price. Of course, you're not going to get the lowest low, but normally nobody gets the lowest low unless you're totally lucky. Because in an active uptrend, if you buy continuously, you will just not get the lowest price. And if you're lucky and have only one order and place it exactly at the low, then you're extremely lucky. But in most cases, people have either bought before and have caught the falling knife, or they buy into the rallies. But the best point is, in my opinion, my personal opinion, no financial advice, to wait for this. Obviously, these can be traded as well, the lower level waves. And then, but get a 5-wave move, get a confirmation or first indication that the trend has shifted, and then the first correction. And if it holds, then it shows the trend has shifted. At least it's another level of confirmation. And then you get still a fairly low price, good price, yeah, because all of this is normally retracing 60, 70, maybe even 80%. And you can trade the most juicy wave, which is normally the wave 3. Okay, and that's my update about GALA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.